Another woman has stepped forward and claimed sexual assault against Bill Cosby. Model and dancer Chloe Goins told the LAPD that the comedian drugged and abused her during her visit to the Playboy Mansion back in 2008. Things just get worse and worse for Bill Cosby.
Yes, it does. I mean, here's the thing. I don't understand how he's going to be performing 2 shows this Saturday in Denver, Colorado.
Who's buying tickets?
You know, I bet I'm sure some people are going to go. Press people will probably go just to see what he says, to see if he says anything about the allegations. There are clearly going to be protests, but they haven't been canceled. I'm sure it's because there's some sort of legal agreement saying that he has to show up, otherwise he could be sued or something. But yeah, the more women that are stepping forward, and now we actually have a woman who is going to be pressing charges, or most likely putting in papers for charges.
Yeah, the interesting thing here, John, is that this is the first allegation that falls within the statute of limitations, right?
Well, may fall within the statute of limitations.
I mean, doesn't her allegation?
No, not necessarily. There's so many unknowns. We have to understand that California statute of limitations laws with respect to sex offenses is very complex because there are specific sex offenses, and every specific sex offense has its own statute of limitations. It's unlike other jurisdictions that have these broad categories of sex offenses and then statute of limitations that apply to those broad categories. And we also have to remember that California also has exceptions to statute of limitations and tolling periods that allow the DA to bring claims after the periods have passed. So what we do know here is that a statute of limitations for sexual battery is 6 years in California, and the statute of limitations for rape is 10 years. With that being said, the alleged allegations are from 2008, and now it's 2015, so that's past 6 years. So we don't know if her claim for sexual battery will be barred by the statute of limitations. We don't know if she falls in some exception. We don't know if there's some tolling, and we don't know at this juncture if she's even claiming rape. So that's another unknown. But I think the thing we do need to find out is ultimately what she disclosed to the police about what happened during that period when she blacked out until she regained consciousness. Because if you listen to the public statement her attorney said, he cannot divulge that information. So ultimately, that's going to be a really deciding factor about what charges, if any, are pressed.
3 years sounds like an insanely short period of time for a statute of limitations.
Well, no, it's 6 years. It's 6 years for sexual battery. So.
And what was 3 years? You mentioned 3. Or did I just mishear that?
Yeah, no, I think 6 years for sexual battery and 10 for rape. So it's a long period of time. But then again, as I mentioned earlier, there's so many different specific types of sex offenses in California.
Never put it past California to make things more complicated than they need to be.